There's so much going on right now.
I know. Like, if there's an emergency, nobody's getting out.
No. So let's hope.
I'm going to break your window.
Yeah. So this is weird. If you're listening on a mobile device through podcasts, wherever you listen to, where can they find this podcast, Holly?
Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify.
If you're listening on any of those platforms, you can't see what we see and what other people see is we actually have cameras on us. We have studio lights on us. This is the first time we've ever done a video version of the podcast.
Yeah. But you can always find us on YouTube.
Yes. So for y'all, because there's a camera there and there's a camera there, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, wherever we post this or whatever, this is the first time you're going to see us.
And what you probably don't know is that we used to do this all the time. We just recently, well, I mean, not long ago, started with just recording our voices for podcasts.
Yeah. 23 weeks ago. I don't think we missed a week.
Wow.
Even though there's that one time where we did 3 episodes in one day, but
we did it so it would
right. So it's
out.
been at least 20 weeks we've been doing this. So this is the first time ever we've done this, and we're not wearing pants. So, well, we never wear pants when we record this. So.
Usually we're completely naked.
Yeah.
No.
So, but we figured today.
That's why we don't have friends.
It's a special. Yeah, because we do this naked. When Travis was here, he's like, I don't know, but he got into it. So we decided to do a video version of this podcast. I don't know if I should look at you or look at the camera. I'm confused. I feel like
I've been doing both.
I feel like I'm on the news. Today in local news, another white girl fell down the well.
Or it's almost like when you're giving a speech and you have to kind of not look at one person. You have to look at here everybody. And then look here.
But the reason we did this is because today's episode we're talking about our good old YouTube original series, Morning Coffee, and we actually have
our coffee.
Yeah.
Well, our coffee. I should have used your toilet, but I
have a toilet mug.
I chose this one
because it's Christmas. It's December.
Well, it's December, but you had one that was like a cool shape, so I wanted to have a cool shape.
Right. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about that today. Should be interesting. There's so much to talk about. It's gonna be an intense episode. What did we do last week, Holly? Do you remember?
Last week we did Urban Legends.
Yes,
Urban Legends.
Very good.
I never can remember. It's because of how we recorded things. I think it confuses me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did Urban Legends, and we learned some things about, especially Urban Legends in Maine.
There's one urban legend that I forgot to mention because when I was listening to it back when I was editing it, I remembered something and I never went back to it, probably because I forgot. But it's the urban legend of dying because you drink Coke and Pop Rocks. Is that what it is?
Yes. You're supposed to eat Pop Rocks and then chug Coke.
Yeah, and someone supposedly died or something.
They supposedly exploded.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to bring up because I almost every time I think of that now I think of the Fountain of Youth.
No, I have not tried that.
You should.
You ask me every time.
You should. I'd probably hurt your asshole, but I think it'll be worth it.
Well, it makes me think of like if you eat something spicy, and then it's probably gonna hurt.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, that was last week. So this week we're gonna talk about our lovely morning coffee. But before we get into that, we're gonna do Cinema Talk with Holly.
Of course we are.
So last Friday, we saw A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
What movie did you see?
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
There's something on your eyelash. I don't know if I got it or not. Make-A-Wish. That was another episode when I was drunk. I took care of my mouth. Is that a pube? Make-A-Wish.
Yes. Anyway, so we saw A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which was kind of a biography of Mr. Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Rogers, which was an iconic person growing up. And
sounds like an autobiography film or something.
Kind of.
Is he still alive?
No,
okay.
He died in 2003 from stomach cancer.
Oh, well.
Fun fact. Did you watch the show as a kid?
It wasn't like a show I regularly watched, but I did watch it from time to time.
That show was on from 1968 to 2001. There was a break in between there a couple times. Mm-hmm. I think because he has 2 sons, mm-hmm. so probably family stuff. But Tom Hanks was Mr. Rogers.
Of course he was.
It was not a lot like it was. It talks about the life of Mr. Rogers, but it also goes into it's based on a true story of investigative journalist. What he usually does these things, these pieces for a magazine called Esquire that are like they're not very nice thing. Like he investigates people and like people think he's kind of a dick because of it. Mm-hmm. So he was assigned to do a just a 400-word article about Mr. Rogers. Mm-hmm. And what it turns out to be is that Mr. Rogers helps him. Mm-hmm. And it's actually pretty unbelievable. Mr. Rogers was like what you saw on TV mm-hmm. was really how he was.
That's weird.
Afterwards, I looked up a bunch of things just because I was interested because I remember Mr. Rogers. Tom Hanks was a little bit on the heavier side as far as Mr. Rogers because Mr. Rogers he always kept a steady weight of 143.
Wow.
For I love you. I love 4 words. I mean 4 letters. You is 3 letters, so 143. But he was just a super nice guy, and of course it goes through the trials and tribulations. Like the guy was interviewing him and Mr. Rogers turns it around and starts interviewing him and he's getting frustrated. He's like, this is about you, and he goes, yeah, I know. Like there's not a mean bone in this guy's body, but I thought it was pretty good. I'd give it about 3.5, 4 stars.
Wow.
It made me, again, like I said, I wanted to research Mr. Rogers. Like, Mr. Rogers, he always did, his exercise was swimming laps. Mm-hmm. He had a pool, and he used to swim laps nude. He always prayed for people every single night by name. Like, he would say, he'd be before bed, you know how in the beginning he takes off, he comes into the door, he takes off his jacket, he puts a sweater on? All those sweaters were handmade by his mother.
Of course they were.
And then he takes his shoes off and puts sneakers on. And I'm like, I don't understand why he does that. He does that because his dress shoes would click on the set. Mm-hmm. And so if he wore sneakers, there wouldn't be any noise. Yeah. But then there was also another movie I watched. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It came out in 2013. It was called Rush.
Sounds familiar.
It's with Chris Hemsworth. Mm-hmm. It's a true story as well.
Where'd you watch this?
At home.
Like on what?
Blu-ray. Jeremy, it's something that Jeremy has watched, like, without me. He bought it. And so I think he was kind of in the mood because we just, a couple weeks ago watched Ford vs. Ferrari. Mm-hmm. So we watched that, and it's based on a true story about Niki Lauda and James... I forgot his last name.
Franco.
No. Anyway.
Earl Jones.
No. They're Formula One drivers. And it was just a really good movie. It goes from them being... Because there's Formula 1, 2, and 3. But it's like... Formula 1 is like the best of the best. Mm-hmm. And then obviously it goes down from there. So these guys started off in Formula 3. And they were trying to work their way up. And... Niki Lauda ended up, he's from Austria. He ended up buying his way into Formula 1 instead of earning his way up there. So then Chris Hemsworth character, because they were rivals, they tried to, it was pretty interesting. There was actually the Grand Prix, I think it was. Niki Lauda got into an accident, and I don't know if you were familiar with Formula 1 cars, but they're not enclosed in a car. Mm-hmm. Like he was on fire for a good 2 minutes or so he had to have a lot of skin grafts. Mm-hmm. And this is back in 1976, so they didn't have the technology that we have now. But I liked that movie. I thought it was pretty good. I'd give that one about 3.5 stars for.
There you go.
But yeah, that's Cinema Talk with Holly. Do you have anything to add?
No, not really. No, I don't think I've seen anything new. Unfortunately, I'm not as exciting as you.
Whatever.
So we just get right into it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Morning coffee.
So, morning coffee. I remember...
Okay, so let's give the backstory, I guess.
Well, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I remember I helped you out with... Did we do the 2 movies before? Yeah.
What, Share Photo and Childhood Nightmare?
Yeah.
Well, Share Photo was before, because it's when I was living in Augusta. Right now on YouTube, you can go and find Share Photo, starring yours truly and Holly over here, and Laura. Trimbali in that movie. But Childhood Nightmare, I felt I was living here.
I know, but I think we did it before we did Morning
It had to
Coffee.
be. I think it was right before, maybe.
So,
Which is also on YouTube. Go find Childhood Nightmare, starring me and Holly. And I think Laura might be in that one too. I don't remember.
So before that, Norman obviously had asked me, do you want to help me out? Do you want to be, I wrote a movie, and so I ended up helping him with that. And then he asked if we wanted to do a web series, and I was like, sure. And then it kind of went from there, and
Was Share Photo and Childhood Nightmare the same year? Or was it one 14, the other 15?
I don't remember. We'll have to look it up.
I know
afterwards.
Childhood Nightmare was 15, but I can't remember where Share... I want to say Share Photo was just a few months before that.
Yeah, so...
Because I moved back here in September 15.
And I don't remember, I think you were trying to, I couldn't remember what you told me was kind of the backstory. I think you said that you wanted it to kind of be like friends where they sit on the couch and talk over coffee.
Right, so the whole kind of backstory, I guess, kind of goes back to our group chat of the Unholy Trinity. I think it's kind of where it started, because we would just talk about fucking weird shit. And we would always share, like, memes or... Back before there were memes, there were e-cards.
Right.
It says,
Are you sure it started with that or not?
I don't know if it started that, but I know it definitely, because the e-cards would always say only if the rest of the world could read our message or text or something like that, or if we had our own sitcom or something like that. So I think that kind of gave me the idea. And then we just started having fucked up conversations where I'm like, this could be something, we could easily, be sitting, across from each other, next to each other, whatever. And I think that's just kind of how it developed, I think.
Yep.
Then we just did it.
The first time that we filmed, I remember you told me to bring a bunch of scrubs because the premise was that we were supposed to be
orderlies in a mental institution.
Because at the time we were before work. Yeah, at the time
we were work at Augusta Rehab, so it was just kind of a
right. But I remember you would send me through Facebook Messenger or through email. You'd send me the scripts.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
we were
scripted.
I think up until maybe season 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of seasons, we were scripted, but I think I have it marked on my computer over here what episodes were not based off of text messages.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the first. Maybe I think it's like 4 seasons, like maybe a handful of episodes were not based on them. Like the first one wasn't. I wrote that one.
Yep.
And then I think the rest were like pretty much.
And I remember that it was actually supposed to take place outside, like on your porch, kind of but we started filming it in November, December, something like that.
It was November because my tree was up. In one of the outtakes or something, there you say something about my tree, which was off camera. So it was right before, because it debuted, I think, the 5th, December 5th, something like that, 4 years ago. So it was before Christmas.
I remember you asked me, what day should it be?
Because that was when I was only every other weekend or something like that. Yeah. I don't think I was on housekeeping anymore.
We had it come out every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Still do, or up until last couple months.
The first season, actually, how many seasons was it before we actually had an intro?
We had an intro in every single one.
I meant like an actual, like the first couple seasons were like the more like the instrumental.
Mm-hmm. I think season 6 that's when we started, because I think that was all the Friends ones.
Because we started with the ones that was kind of like Full House.
Right, but that one, like looking back, I wish we would have written, or or one of us would have written, like the Full House version. But that was before we thought of that.
Right.
And then that was season 5. Season 6 is when we started with
Parodies.
the parodies. That was the Friends one. 7 was Brady Bunch. 8 was
Three's Company.
Yeah, Three's Company. Season 9 was Glee. And season 10 right now is That 70s Show.
Yeah.
Which later we're going to try to sing if we remember the lyrics. And then
Oh, God.
see how good we do.
So, us being scripted, I remember, like, when we first started, like, the first time that we ever filmed any Morning Coffee, I think we filmed like 4 episodes.
We filmed, I think, like 6 or something like that.
I was gonna say, we filmed several.
Yeah.
Like, he would send me back to back. He'd send me, like, oh, I finished this one, here's that, and I would read it, and we were going to memorize lines,
We're
but
not that good at that.
we're not that good. We
Hence a lot of the early episodes.
you could see us with our
We're on our phones.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were able to, like, I think we even talked, like, we can pass it off as, because everyone's always on their phones.
Right.
So it kind of like that.
Yeah, because some of the episodes have something to do with us seeing something on our phone, so we kind of just played it off. But
Like, it was so easy filming those in the early seasons. Once we stopped becoming scripted and just kind of, pull it out our ass,
right,
we had to switch everything up, like angles and everything, and it was a little more work. But in, like, the first, I don't know how many seasons, I think it's the first 4, it was 3 angles: wide shot, single shot for you, single shot for me, and that was it.
It was harder to do when we didn't have scripted, because then we couldn't remember what we said.
Yeah. So yeah, that continuity kind of got in the way, but yeah, it was easy times.
It was also when we discovered that us filming together wasn't going to be serious.
No,
Like-
it was a little difficult.
Like, if you watch some of the early episodes that were actually based on text messages and based on actual conversations, they're quite ridiculous. And so actually reading them out, that's when we're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up.
December 1st was actually the first episode,
December 1st.
because I have all the dates on next to each episode. So really the anniversary was what? On Sunday. But yeah, let's see, the first couple, 1, 2, 3 episodes of season 1 were scripted, like made up shit. And that was the first cup, the code, and running late. Yeah, I remember. Wow.
So, is the running late the one where the first one we filmed when I was in bed?
Yeah, you had the Ninja Turtles thing
Okay.
on, I think.
So, that episode, I remember, if you have watched any of the episodes, you can see that there's a person in bed.
All on YouTube.
Yeah. There's a person in bed with me.
Mhm.
Supposedly my husband.
Every time we did a scene in your bed, it was me.
Yeah, it was
like
Norman.
I was always there.
It was obviously Norman because my husband's not here to... There's only been a handful of episodes where he's actually been around for us to have his voice in the background, or...
He's kind of like Norm's wife, and in the spinoff of Cheers, and Frasier, his brother, his wife, you never see.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, he's kind of like that. We always hear his voice, because he's done a lot of different voiceover works.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure we'll get into it later, but he did Your Dad. He did the
Some
house we were
crazy-
trying to break in.
Yeah.
He had a gun. He did Billy, Our Boss. It might have been more, but those
Yeah.
are the ones off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Um,
And he didn't do this as volunteer. It was, Jeremy, you're going to do this. Like, Norman would tell me exactly what he needs to say, or he'd send me the script, and I'd say, read this, record it, and I would do that. And he did a lot of improv, too.
yeah, which that's obviously what we became after
Right.
all these years. So in case you don't realize, because if we're saying seasons and all that stuff, because we're in season 10 right now, we have not been on YouTube for 10 years.
No.
Like, it's literally 4 years we've been doing this. And, like, I don't even know. Like, we did a few seasons, like, a year. Like, I think, like, maybe 3.5 seasons were all in 1 year for the first like three or four.
Yeah, because kind of like what we do now, obviously they don't know our schedule, but every week, once a week, I come over and hang out. We hang out and we record the podcast, but we used to do it that every week I'd come over, we'd record an episode, or sometimes we got to 2.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we did like one and a partial one, and then we finished the next week.
Yeah, it just depended on what it entailed, because a lot of it had a lot of shit. Should we just talk about the evolution of our characters? Because you've become batshit crazy.
Yes, I was kind of...
You were a bitch.
Yeah.
But now you're a batshit crazy bitch.
Yeah. It started
like
off
you've turned
just
into a
innocent,
fucking rapper.
Hanging out on the couch.
Which is a lyric in season 10's opening.
Right.
Chilling out.
And it started off with our first cup of coffee, and then it just kind of escalated from there. Not only am I batshit crazy, but I'm mean to you. Like,
I know.
Like, we banter back and forth, like, in our actual life, but not as bad as morning coffee. Like,
in case you've seen the episodes, me and Holly's relationship is not like that. Like, probably complete opposite of that.
It's more like Rocco and Daisy.
It's that, and probably, if anything, probably the other way around. Like, if you watch the episodes, like, she's mean to me or whatnot, wants to make me cry, and I think that's kind of like opposite.
Yeah, no. We kind of we wanted it to be like ourselves, but then we kind of didn't. Like, I remember.
Yeah, as time developed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how to explain my character at all.
No.
I'm a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
But I don't say I'm batshit crazy, but I have a few screws loose.
Yeah.
Like, just once we started doing improv, that's when because I don't even know what comes out of my mouth most of the time.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch any of the bloopers, you can tell that by your reaction. Because a lot of times, the shit I say just to make you pop.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what it is.
Pretty easy. If you watch the show, or even if you listen to this podcast, when I laugh really hard, I sound like a monkey.
Yeah. You have a different few laughs, we've realized. Yeah. You have a monkey laugh. You have, I think, a parrot laugh.
I have one that sounds like I'm a smoker.
I think it was on this podcast a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago, I don't remember. We were talking about Woody Woodpecker. And I'm like, that's where your fucking laugh comes from. Right there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at one episode right now, and it was the surrogacy between friends, which is a legit conversation we had.
And
this is before I came out, too.
Right. Not only... So the episode starts with us...
Which is season 1, episode 6.
Norman asks if I want to be his surrogate.
Mm-hmm.
And...
No. I don't remember how the episode went. Or I don't even know what the conversation was. I think I said if I ever married a guy or something like that, would you be... Like, something like that. Like,
right.
I don't think I came out and said that, I think.
But looking back, it was almost like your version of...
Coming out?
Yeah, you're saying...
Probably was, yeah.
And, like, I didn't even register to me. I think it was just kind of like a funny, like, what if?
Probably, yeah. Because, let's see, this was 15. 16, so it was the next year. Right? Yeah, 15, yeah. Oh, in case you guys don't realize, I do have a tattoo on my ankle. Can they even see it?
I think a little bit.
There's a tattoo on my ankle. It says "Be Brave" with a bisexual symbol on it. The first date is September 1st, 2016, which was the first time I came out to anybody, which was this motherfucker over here. Which, if you watch our documentary, the actual text messages are in that documentary.
Yep.
And then the other one was January 17th, 2017.
2017. Yeah, you didn't wait that long.
Which was, we're going to get to that episode later, which I came out in an actual episode. But, so yeah, I think probably was. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember having that conversation about the surrogacy thing, and you legitimately hated all the names that I gave you.
So, So
Because okay, so I'm supposed to have twins.
because his dad is a twin.
Yes, and it
And-
skips a generation, and I'm my only dad's biological child. Did I say that right?
No.
What did I say?
Yeah, I'm my only dad's.
I'm really bad at this.
He's his dad's only child.
Yes.
Biologically.
Yeah, my other dad's brother. Or what did I say last week? So none of you, if you listened last week, it's not in the episode because I cut it out because it made me sound like an idiot. I think I said, what did I say? Because I was talking about my uncle, and I said like my sister's brother. I think is what I said.
Yes, my sister's brother.
And I cut that out.
And I was like, wait, I thought you were your sister's only son.
So when I don't know when I talk, I don't know what's gonna come out. But sometimes I don't realize I put the words in the wrong places.
So anyway,
I'm my dad's only biological child.
Yes.
I thought I said that.
No, you said my dad's. It's my. I don't even.
I'm
remember.
my dad. I swear to God, that's what I said, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we watch this back.
Anyway.
Where were we going with that?
So you're supposed to have.
I'm
twins.
supposed to have twins. You see how that spirals out of.
His dad is a twin.
Yes.
His dad's.
I'm
twin
his only
doesn't have
biological child.
children,
Yes.
And it usually skips a generation.
Mm-hmm.
So most likely.
Which I don't know if I'm supposed to have twins. So obviously I probably will need a surrogate. But I don't know because my dad and my aunt are not the firstborn. They are like third, I think. Third or fourth. So it might, depending on how many kids me and my spouse want or anything like that. So I don't know if he'll be first. If it's not first. But that's just a disclaimer. Like, I don't want people to
I don't
think
that really matters, though. I think it's in your DNA. I
Right.
think that.
But at the same, but it's just I don't know what's gonna be first. Like I don't know if, say, me and my spouse want 4 kids or whatnot, we could have 4 kids and none of them be twins. It could be like or it could be the first or second batch.
Yep.
We don't know. But yeah, so she's gonna be my surrogate. So you already agreed to it.
Yes.
She also gonna be my best man.
In the episode, we talk about me being a surrogate, and he said he's gonna have twins, and I don't know why, but I turned down every single name, even though they wouldn't
They were
be
good.
my children.
They were good.
Should be Norman and Nolan.
No. I lived 26 years with that name. No. In Nolan, no.
That's what, if your mom had another child, it would have been Nolan.
No, it wouldn't have been similar to me. It would have just been another N name.
Ned.
Probably like Nathaniel or something like that, I think, probably.
Nate.
I think they would probably stick with the N's. Depending, like, I can't imagine my mom and my dad having another kid. So, like, that's just weird to think about because...
Anyway, so we're getting off topic.
But I always wanted to be an older brother, but I never got it.
Same.
That's why I have Ollie.
Wait, I'm older than you. So,
You got that right.
yeah.
You watched the first episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You said it started in the 60s. That was an old joke.
Your mom was 2 when it started, so. Anyway.
How old were you?
Not even alive.
Do I make any old jokes in morning coffee? I must,
I think
somewhere.
you do.
Probably once we start becoming improv.
So, one of my favorite episodes
Mm.
is the
Should we start? Because in the documentary, 50 Cups of Coffee, how we got to 50 episodes. Is that what the name is?
Something like that.
Which the actual DVD version that I own, because obviously I can't put it on because I use a lot of music, I think is a lot better than the YouTube version. But because there's a lot of cool songs on there, like the opening video with Cool Kids by Ecosmith, I think is what the band's called. I don't really fucking remember what the band is, but the old song Cool Kids, and it's just a really good intro with that song, and we have a bunch of other songs in the actual documentary. But where was I going with that? Oh, because in the documentary, like the whole documentary is about us going to our 50th episode, which is Mime Through Time, which we'll get to.
Talk about our favorite episodes.
During the documentary, like there's different segments of stuff, and one of them was we were listing our top 5 episodes we've done, should we do our top 5 episodes? Like, I mean, I guess we can still count the ones we already had, but we've also done close to 50 episodes since then. So I don't know if there's probably more episodes we've done, or we can just say.
Well, there's one thing I want to talk about real quick.
Which I was just saying because you said one of your favorite episodes, so I didn't know if that's how we wanted it.
So we actually forgot to mention.
But would you put that on your top 5 though? What you're about to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. No particular order.
We actually not only did we started off wearing work uniform.
Mm-hmm. Well. What?
It just did something.
It's.
Now I'm upside down.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh, there we go.
I assume that's still there.
Anyway, what I was saying is that in the first, I don't know if this is the first
what episode are you looking at?
Or whatever, we wore work uniforms.
Well,
because we were supposed to be going to work, but we also forgot to
like in the first 6 episodes because we had a bunch of shit, and we just kept wearing different things, scrubs, and then we wore I think Patriots gear with AC/DC horns.
Yep.
Then we wore my housekeeping uniforms when I worked for HSG.
What I was gonna say,
which you look like a chick from jail.
Yes. We also made sure that we had
coffee cups.
mugs.
Yes.
Because it was called morning coffee. But we didn't just have plain old mugs. Like
it started off kind of plain.
There was
it was before my collection.
But there was times where I'd be using the Melissa.
I think the first time we ever had like a ceramic, like a novelty kind of mug was, I think it was Norman's Day Off, where you break into my house for the first time, I think, and you had your Iron Man one. That was kind of the first one, I think. But I might be wrong, but
we would do stupid shit. Like I'd be having his Norman mug, and he'd have his mom's Melissa mug, or vice versa, and or he has like Pocahontas ones, and
right.
But we also used to do different random shit in the background.
Yes.
One of them being
the Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
That's the most infamous one.
In
I wish I
some very inappropriate positions.
I want to say that was the Surrogacy Between Friends episode. I want to say that's where those were.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100%
But we
sure.
wouldn't just do that. We'd also do
a lot of the old episodes I have a hard time watching.
Because we were so bad.
It was a little cringeworthy, but so I think that might have been Surrogacy Between Friends, but I'm not sure.
But we'd also put things like candles. We had Norman's baby picture behind us. We had a dog. We had
we had all different things.
Tommy from Rugrats.
Because the first 3 seasons, we were on my couch.
Yes.
And then we
ventured out.
Yeah, and then we started there's a small table in my mom's room we used for a couple episodes, and then
we just
started doing different. When did we start doing the car episodes? I think it was
the one with Laura, right?
Carpool. I think was the first one, maybe. Nope, the Morning Commute, which was a season before, season 4. Because that's when I came out.
Oh yeah.
But that's where it started. That was one thing after that, because we like to sing and we're great singers.
Yes.
But was you had a specific episode?
An episode that there was a few things that we did during episodes that we couldn't recreate several times. One of them being me throwing stuff at Norman, as far as I threw water on him a couple times. There was a few times that he had to spit out his drink, and of course we weren't going to get things soaked. But one episode that I absolutely loved doing was the stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, was it called Morning Stand-Up?
Morning Stand-Up, yep.
And Norman did more of the improv thing.
My favorite thing is that we're using my Roku remote, but yet in the episode it's a microphone. And
yes.
That's the great.
So I did actual jokes that I found, and he did improv, and
which were legit text. So we
but we purposely did it that he didn't laugh at the jokes that I did.
I'm really good at being stone-faced,
and
because if you watch when you throw water at me. I hold, you're laughing because there's no audio. I think you say you suck and you throw it, and I had, after you say you suck, I took off the audio, I think, and just used water splash sound effect.
Yeah.
And I think you were laughing, and I had, stayed stone faced for a few seconds.
Twice.
Probably, I don't remember.
So I had to, because he did the improv,
mm-hmm.
and I kept giving him random things, gave me an occupation, and I said
porn star. And I said, try again. You're like, gay porn star.
Yeah, and then you're like, different. And like,
that's when you had short
bleacher.
hair, where your hair was like...
Butthole bleacher, and I said, and then he was like...
I thought about it.
And I was like, you suck at the end, and you hear boo, and I had to throw a couple... It was coffee, but I threw a cup of water on him.
Yeah.
So what it was is that he was standing there on a towel.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're giving our secrets away.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the first few seasons, like, we talked about butthole bleaching.
Yep.
Because I think there's an episode... I think it was playing games with Enigma, where I hit on myself. Because you think it's all a dream, but it's really not. And I come on the couch and talk to Enigma. I think it's this episode. I don't remember, but I know there's an episode someone like smells me and it's like, why do you smell like bleach? Coffee and bleach or something like that. But yeah, so also there's a lot of references you want being a man.
Yes.
Which was his first episode, season 2. And I think I'm wearing my Boy Scouts uniform with a picture of you and Jeremy on my uniform.
So there was many references to me wanting to be a man, that there's even an episode where...
I think you can say there's even a tattoo of it.
No, there's even an episode where I have a dream that I
become
am
a man.
And I had to have pointers from Norman on how to
masturbate.
Let me just tell you, that was a little awkward. Especially since he was laughing the whole time too.
Yeah. It was something I never thought when we met that I would ever have to teach you how a boy masturbates. Check that one off my bucket list.
Yes.
Now. Do that before I die. But what I was getting to, because season 2 was the debut of Rocco and Daisy Gusweiler.
Yes.
That was probably the most reactive episode we've had.
Oh my God. For the longest time, your mom called me, your mom and Bill called us Rocco and Daisy.
Bill still calls me Rocco. He does.
Mind you, we're talking about his mom's boyfriend.
Yes.
He doesn't have social media, so he had only watched these episodes through his mom.
Yes. Not literally on the phone. But I don't even remember. I think I probably watched a bunch of Facebook videos of people who were just different characters on their shit. And I'm like, we need to do something. We need like do something. And the episode starts off as you and I just regularly saying, those trashy reality shows and shit like that. And then it went into like Rocco and Daisy.
And I remember you asked me what would my name be, and I chose Daisy.
Daisy, yeah.
I don't know where Gusweiler came from, though.
I think I Googled like a white trash last name or trailer park last name or something like that, and Gusweiler came up and it just worked.
I'd have to say, though, those episodes are more difficult because you say more random shit.
Well, that first episode, like the interviews, like the single shots of Rocco and Daisy, I think were scripted.
Yes.
But like everything in between those weren't. This wasn't one of those script times, but it was when you're talking about where we went on our honeymoon.
Oh, yes.
And he said, we went to Jamaica. And then I said, like, you lying whore or something like that. And then I think you said, I want to make... I think you said something about wanting show America, like how... I don't remember. You said something. I'm like, I can't remember what I said, but I said, we can't afford to go to Jamaica. We can't even afford to go to Denny's.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, because now the running thing is becoming Rocco calling your mom a whore.
Yes.
And at the first episode, you actually make a crack about my mom. And then, which is weird because now it's just turned around.
So, that's another thing. So, I wish we could have counted how many times when we filmed episodes that we said sorry to our moms.
Yeah.
I'd say
I think I've said
Melissa.
I think I've said sorry Donna more than you said probably sorry Melissa.
Yes.
Because a lot of times there's some sort of reference.
Especially
when there's Rocco and Daisy, there's always like I have to get it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But that episode, like I don't remember having a plan with those two. Like, I don't think I thought in my head, hey, this could be... I'm sure I probably thought, hey, we can always bring them back in some sort of episode or something like that, but I don't think I ever had a big plan for them. But then, like, people, like, so many people just love that episode.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was probably our first improv, I would imagine.
Yeah. And what season was it, too?
That was the second season. Season 2, episode 12. Or season 2, episode 2, but it's the 12th episode, all, in the episode count of the entire series. I'm just trying to remember the stuff that we said in that episode. I know I said something about you fucking my brother.
Yeah, you boned my brother.
You boned my brother last July 4th.
Yeah.
And then they said something.
So, yes, you're a truck driver. Rocco's a truck driver.
I don't know what I am anymore.
Truck driver.
I know in that episode, I think is when I was a truck driver.
Yeah.
And then I said, because he thinks your vagina smells like daisies.
Yes.
There's
lots of references in when you're Rocco. There's lots of references to my mom.
Yes. But Rocco and Daisy obviously got their own show, their spinoff, Keeping Up with Rocco and Daisy.
Yes.
I think in the first episode we wrestle. Was that the Daisy Death episode?
Norman had to teach me how to wrestle because I am not up on.
Despite her physique, she's not a professional wrestler.
Wait, is that a fat joke?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I didn't teach her everything, but I did have to teach her how to lock up.
Usually what happened too was that you say we're filming Rocco and Daisy, so bring stuff that doesn't match.
Yeah. Daisy Death. I think it was just ravaging Rocco in that one. And he's the sexy bitch world champion.
Yes. Yes. Do you remember when there was one episode that
Of Rocco and Daisy?
No, of Morning Coffee that you tried putting on your WWE belt on me and I couldn't breathe.
Oh, that was, yeah. Because I think it was the sex change for breakfast or something.
Yes.
We were just wearing random shit.
Yeah.
And I said, let's try to put this belt on you.
You put it under my boobs.
Yeah, there's a video of it somewhere. I know it's on the
like,
blooper reel somewhere on season 2.
I can't breathe.
And you actually sat down like you're pregnant.
Yeah, and I'm like, no,
yeah.
I can't do this.
Which was the belt we used for the Sexy Bitch World Champion.
Yes.
That was interesting. That was another bucket list thing I never thought I would do with you.
What?
Wrestle you for the Sexy Bitch World Championship.
See, if you guys were to watch our shows that we've done, you would see why we named this podcast.
This is why we don't have friends.
We don't have friends.
Exactly. Should we bring them on?
Sure.
We're getting into character.
We haven't done this in a while.
I know. I don't remember the last time we did a Rocco and Daisy thing. It's been so long since we've done this. What the hell we doing here?
Stop.
What are we live? Hello?
They ain't gonna talk back to you.
Why?
Cause
What is this thing?
It's a microphone. Don't touch.
It kind of looks like your toy in the sock drawer.
Mine's bigger.
I was gonna say it looks pretty small compared to what you have in the sock drawer.
Yeah, but that's a microphone.
Could you fit this in your mouth?
I don't know. Want me to try?
I don't know. You can fit my microphone in your mouth.
Oh shit. That's because it's tiny.
You bitch. You know who's a whore? Your mother. This is way too small for her.
Yeah. Well, your brother's bigger than that.
So, as you can see, like, this is like, we couldn't, this has to be improv when we're these characters. Yeah. Like, there's just no way.
The last time Daisy appeared
was the shit.
Yeah.
And I think the last time we appeared together was when we did the You Don't Fucking Know Me at All game.
Yeah.
Where we played against ourselves, like Norbert and Holly.
Yeah.
And you hit on me. Like, he's kind of cute over there. And I said, stay away from my wife. I'll wear you like a hat. And then I just remember that same episode where I think I complimented Holly's eyebrows. And you said, can you help my wife with that? She puts on the fake eyebrows. You just tape on her face. Every time we have sex, they float right out the window. But after I say that you wear the fake ones, the way you look at me. It's great. And that was, I think, the episode where I think you said something about pickles. And I said, pickles? It took like 6 takes just to get that one thing.
What's the episode that I was the talk show host and they were on there?
That was I was in season 6, I think, the one with the really, really late show. Because I think we were going to have a first episode in a while, and we were there to promote it and whatnot. And yeah, I think I call you Ellen.
Yes.
And I steal the candy afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. There's a lot. I don't even know what to say about these characters anymore. I guess we can get out of character now. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think they appear in that many episodes, but I mean, I know there was that episode where you and I are profilers and they're suspects of the murder.
Yep.
And Rocco's the one which is, if like, none of it makes sense because we pretend to be profilers, but we don't know if it's a dream sequence because how the hell, we ended up getting Rocco and Daisy as suspects, and then Rocco goes to jail, and there's an episode of what was it, 200?
Yeah.
With
Diane Walters.
Yeah, but I split the names. It wasn't
Diane Walters.
Who? Really?
Diane Sawyer, Barbara Walters.
Okay. You were Diane Walters, which was just you, and you interviewed Rocco from jail.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's I think there's a take where I'm explaining how I beat the guy up or something. Like, I'm like, look at me, I'm a UFC fighter, for crying out loud.
So we ended up, after it not being scripted, we tried doing things that had to do with like other shows.
Right. But before we get there, I just want to finish this thought because we were profilers. Rocco got arrested for the murder. We did the interview from jail. And then I think it's like the last episode, the Insomnia episode, which is fucking great. We had to talk about that. I think it's Insomnia. Yeah, because you wake me up because I'm in your Little Mermaid onesie or whatever, and you say that you had a dream that I murdered somebody. So, like, none of that entire story made any sense because somehow we're profilers. We arrest Rocco, put him in jail, but come to find out the whole thing was a dream, but like, it's just none of it made sense. But the Insomnia episode, I know this is not Morning Coffee, but the Rocco, if you have not seen Keeping Up with Rocco and Daisy, I think it's like episode 5 or something. It's just called Insomnia, or the Insomniacs. It's fucking awesome. Like,
I remember filming that.
Oh my god.
And we were both in
my bed.
In your bed, and we were both
in
onesies.
Fleece
onesies, and it was hotter than hell.
It was fucking great.
Because we were wearing clothes underneath, too, obviously.
Which we didn't think. I guess we could just, been in, like, nothing underneath or something.
Right.
So it'd be a little warm, or a little cooler, but you guys have to go see it. Like, I think that's so far the best Rocco and Daisy episode we've done. Because this is all improv, and, like, you're...
So...
Which is fucking fantastic, but...
My mother,
mm-hmm.
and my father, and your mother,
mm-hmm.
and Bill... were some of the people who were like, when's the next episode? When's the next episode?
The Morning Coffee?
Morning Coffee. And then, like, if there was ever a time where sometimes we'd forget because
mm-hmm.
we'd be working.
Yeah.
And we'd forget to post it until later on because we tried to post it around noontime on Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
My mom would be like, where's the new episode? Like, Mom, it's going to be on there. Okay, well, I want to know what happens.
Yeah, like... Yeah. We do some crazy shit. I'm trying to look at it here. So, I guess let's start talking about the car episodes. Because the first one, I think I just had the idea, hey, let's just do like a morning commute episode. Like we see us in the house all the time and stuff like that. Let's actually show us going to work. And that's where the morning commute episode came in, which was season 4, episode 36.
What we were actually doing was we went to
appointment,
Lewiston
right? Yeah.
because Norman had a doctor's appointment.
So we're like, let's film it on the way back, I think, or something.
We were going to film it on the way there, but I think
we probably did both, probably.
Yeah, so we ended up, I brought him, and we were filming, and we were going to see my sister afterwards, but Ariel was in the car.
Yeah, she was still a baby, too, wasn't she? I mean, she was big, but she wasn't as big as she is now.
No. And there were a few times where she just sat up and like, fucking sit down.
Right.
But that wasn't actually... Ariel was one of the stars of the show. I mean, there was many times where we had to tell her to stop barking.
Yeah.
Because when I first got my puppy, well, she's
not a puppy
anymore, but my St. Bernard, I would bring her here with me, and we would have her leash attached to something.
Something, yeah.
And sometimes she would, most of the time she slept, other times she didn't want to sleep, so she'd bark, and we'd be like, fucking stop. So
yeah. And if you watch the end credits, too, there's a lot of, like, Ariel's, like, I think, like, the executive producer or something like that. Ariel's 80. Bruce was hair and makeup.
Yeah. But, so Ariel was in the back seat, and so there were several times that if you looked closely, you could see...
Oh, yeah, you can see her, yeah.
This white, fluffy thing.
Yeah.
But,
There's 2 times her head was in the shot, but...
I remember we were filming, and then you wanted to get more shots, so we ended up, because I was almost to your house, and so we ended up just like driving all the way to Augusta and back so we could get
more footage. But that was the episode where I did come out, or I came out at the end, like we did the scene, and then there's a video afterwards, which I still think is fucking great, because we were doing a list of celebrities we could sleep with or something like that.
Yes,
and you list yours.
Said both.
Yeah, you said you need the list of both because you like both or something. And I said, how'd you hear that? And this wasn't your response, but you said it earlier in the footage. So I'm like, I had to piece it together. So I'm like, where'd you hear that? And you're like, Snapchat. And that was it. That was the coming out. And then obviously I had, the actual like serious thing, which I didn't explain a lot in that video. I just said, yeah, that's true and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually told the story until we did my story on the podcast. Mm-hmm. But once I remember when we released that video, like that fucking shit blew up because people, I don't even know if people watched the end of the episode or anything. It must have not, because no one like said anything after they watched the episode, but it was, I think it was the next day. Like it was this episode, and then the next day is when I posted the actual video.
I remember you were so scared to post it. You're like, what if everybody's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it's many people shared it.
Yeah, it's like what I said in the podcast is like, unless you're coming out yourself, you don't know. Your mind just plays so many tricks on you. Yeah, so that was like, and people have asked me, it's like, why did you do it like on that? Like, why made you do this? Like, if you know me, that's probably the number one way I want to, and the way it did, it was fucking fantastic. How'd you hear that? Snapchat? And just imagine what that Snapchat was. But yeah, that was our first car episode, and then after that, like, I wanted to make sure we had a car episode in every one because we just like to sing, and it's just like, and I think that was like another improv one that we did.
Yeah, we didn't have any script. Obviously, we can't have that one.
Yeah, so we just did random shit after that, and then season 5, the first episode was the carpool episode with Yumi and Laura, and that was a fun one. Just still, Laura's the star of that episode of just her singing "Totally Eclipse of the Heart." Like, she just goes for it, and it's so great.
There's several times, it actually happens a lot when we're recording the podcast, that Norman has to take things away from me because I start...
Yeah, and you're playing with tape in that episode because we had to tape my camera to the dashboard of Laura's car.
It was duct tape, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you brought it. I think I told you to bring it. Season 5 was... Yeah, that's when we stopped with the scripts, because I think in season 4 we only had a couple episodes that were scripted. So season 5 when we started, because Carpool was first, and then when you were the first, it was Holly the Hose, when you were sick and crazy as shit.
What was the episode that I wrote?
You wrote a few. You wrote Flirting Masters, I remember.
What season was that?
Season 4. It was the episode before Morning Commute.
Yes, I remember. I begged you to let me do that. You ended up enhancing it, but obviously I've never written an episode or written a script or anything. Yeah. But I remember saying, I really want to be a part of it. Yeah, you've written a few. Like, I don't remember what episodes. That's the first one that comes to mind.
I know there's other ones that you wrote, but if you watch them, there's some sort of graphic that says the episode was written by Holly Zadie.
Yes.
But yeah, I actually watched that one just not too long ago, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 5 was a weird one because that's where I think we introduced Pearl. I think in that episode, that season, because we have the protest where we made her protest signs and shit like that. That was the season where I wore all my sister's shirts that she made.
Yes.
Like the entire season was all the shirts. Like there's some that says Grampy's girl.
Yes, I remember because So back to the Holly the host.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was super sick and I sounded so bad on that episode.
You do.
What were you wearing? You were wearing a really weird. I think you were wearing a shirt that said like Maid of Honor or some shit like that. Bridesmaid.
No, I think that was the episode where it said DTF. I think.
Oh. Yes.
I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because I think I have the hat on too.
That's where I started going batshit crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. Because you were just... So that episode was actually an episode that I wrote... I don't even know why I wrote... I think it was supposed to be like an animated thing me and my friend were going to do. The Sunshine Acres thing.
Yes.
Which is how we came up with the facility for morning coffee. And so I think it was supposed to be like a animated thing that my friend wanted to do or something. So I was writing scripts for it. And then... That's where Holly the host, like, you were on lunch break at the facility, and people who just, like, it was fucking great. So that's where that episode came from. I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one. So season 5 is where the debut of Juicy H comes in.
Was that Holly the host?
No, that was just Juicy H had her own episode. You said, here, I made a music video and all this stuff.
Okay.
And Dr. Pepper, my brother.
So, I think we came up with the character collectively.
I think I did like a name generator, rap name generator on Google or something.
Yeah.
And I put your name in and it gave me different choices, and I think we both agreed on Juicy H.
Yes, and I remember because you were like, because it started off with the If Life Was a Musical.
Yep.
Where I rapped, because I said that if life was a musical, it'd be a rap.
Yeah.
And Norman had actually said, can you do it so you have a full rap? So, lo and behold,
you wrote a rap song.
I wrote a rap song called Another for Your Brother.
No, Mother.
And
Dr. Pepper, my brother.
Yeah.
Another for your mother.
It doesn't make sense whatsoever.
You've had what? 2 or 3 songs?
2. Because then I had that and Milk Money.
Juice Money. I wrote that one. I want to say there was a third one. I thought I wrote you a third one. Yeah, is there a third one?
No.
I swear to God there's a third one. Maybe when I see through the list. But
let me just tell you.
Oh, we don't even have anything with Juicy H for you to be.
No.
Except for your grills.
Me doing the rap, I think that was the first time that I actually had to like kind of record something and you be right there.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a blooper in the season 5 bloopers. It's fucking great. Like, you have my earbuds in or something and I start playing a song and you're on your phone and you hear this, and you like throw the headphones down and stuff like that. It was fucking great.
That was pretty difficult, especially since the song doesn't even make sense.
I couldn't even watch you do the music video. I had to have the lyrics on my whiteboard in front of my face, so I didn't watch you. All I could see was your knees bending.
Yes.
That's all I could see.
Double super size.
Yeah, maybe that should be the quote for your t-shirt. Oh no, you said no because that'd be a fat joke.
Yes. It actually says in one of the lyrics is Dr. Pepper, my brother. So I remember your mom was going to the store.
To get you Dr. Pepper, yeah.
She said, do you guys need anything? And I'm like, we
get
need
a Dr. Pepper.
So I ended up using the Dr. Pepper, and then I drank it afterwards.
Yeah.
I asked you if you wanted it. But...
Right. So like I said, season 5 is when we introduced Juicy H, and I think season 5 was when we introduced Pearl.
Should we tell the story about Pearl?
Pearl, okay. So Pearl is a mutual friend of ours that we worked with at Augusta Rehab, April Presby, but everyone calls her Pearl. Not everybody, but a lot of people call her Pearl.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why.
I think it started off with
I think
a resident.
a resident called her Pearl
Yep.
and stuff like that, and just went off, and we all call her Pearl now. And she was originally going to be the voiceover for that character because I'm sure she probably still watches it when we posted new content and whatnot. But I'm like, let's just get her involved. And I think it was this phone conference episode was when we were first going to hear Pearl, because our first boss was Billy, and he got fired, and then we had a new boss named Pearl. So the phone conference, we were in trouble for something, and I sent her, like, it just wasn't going to line up where she was going to get to us in time. So we had your sister do it.
Yep.
So your sister became Pearl.
Right, which in time meant that we needed a different character for her too. Like,
right. So we'll get to that, trust me. So we introduced Pearl in that episode. She's the phone conference episode, but that's also the morning break episode, which is the Lime Through Time.
Yes.
And that I took a couple days, but
yeah, I think we did two different days
that
of it.
was interesting.
That was probably the most stressful for
Watch
you.
the documentary, you can see the entire story.
You came up with all the songs, and then we had to talk through, like, what can we do for this?
Yeah,
and,
well,
like, you
well
would send me
I started with singers that have a distinctive look or something like that.
Right.
Because if you just do, there's no knock on Maroon 5, obviously, but we can't do Maroon 5 because unless we're going to get, like, some sort of sleeves that have tattoos and shit on there, besides the song, there's nothing distinctive about Adam Levine or Maroon 5.
Right.
If we did, like, On Blue and Grey Now I Die, we had to be, like,
Right.
blue faces and
So
shit like
what
that.
happened was Norman, we forgot to talk about this, that every car episode has different songs. Norman had a list, or maybe you probably still have it.
But even in the episodes, because we did one episode where we're both drunk, we're in the car, we sing Don't Speak. So there's, like, we never repeat songs at all.
So basically what happened was Norman came up with the artists, and then we thought about the songs, and then he'd send me pictures of what he thought the look should be, and then ask me, well, do you have this? Do you have that?
Right,
Because I
Well, here's the thing. Laura was originally supposed to be in it with us the entire time, even though she has a cameo in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of the things like that was for her, we put it on each other.
Yeah.
I think is what happened.
I don't think there was anything that we actually had to buy except for the caution tape. I think we used everything from us.
I think so.
Like, you took things from your mom. I took things from my parents because I needed a jean jacket. I needed
Right.
But we kind of just put it all together, and we filmed it in what, June, July, something like that.
It's in the documentary. It's dated. I want to say May.
Oh,
June.
It wasn't hot.
The premiere was June 6th, so it had to been May.
So it was starting to get hot.
Yeah, well, it was hot.
And we had
For May.
What we did is we separated all the outfits, and
But obviously, did we have air on in the
Yeah.
car? Okay, like I watched when I showed Travis
But
the episode. Like as I'm watching it, I'm like, I can't remember if we have like obviously
we turned the car on.
I would say the car's on, but I didn't remember if we had air. Like that's the one thing that was weird. Like I know we had the car on because we needed the music through the radio, but I thought we had air, but I didn't remember.
So what I was to say, we separated everything out. I brought makeup. I brought all the stuff that I needed. We would get all in our get up. We'd go out to the car, do that song. It would usually take a couple of tries. We actually tried doing.
I think most of it was one take when we sang.
When we first started, though, like we couldn't.
Justin Bieber one, yeah, that took a couple takes, but I think most of them, like were pretty much first takes. Like I'm surprised, I can't remember now because I don't have the footage anymore. Like I don't remember if we got through "I Kissed a Girl" in one take. I think we might have.
Yeah.
Bye Bye Bye. I'm not sure if we did.
Bye Bye Bye. Your sister pulled in when we were starting that, so we stopped for you to talk to her.
Right.
And then
like there's a lot. Like we're looking right now. I guess I can turn this maybe. Oh, that's the wrong one. How do I turn this motherfucker? I haven't used this in a while, so give me a second. Right there is I don't know, what do you want to call that?
collage.
collage of like the stuff that's in like that Kiss the Girl, the braces I wore is in there, the rope we used for Bye Bye Bye, and the caution tape that I wore. Like all that stuff was actually worn and used in the episode. So I use that. That's what we keep looking at in case you're all on YouTube. Oh, that's my clothes.
Close up. Yeah. So I remember what we did too. A lot of the stuff we put in the trunk of my car.
Yeah.
And then we'd go out and we'd come back in, change for the next one, put makeup on, whatever we needed to go back out. And because it was taking so long, we did it in 2 tries. We did one day, and then I came back a couple days later. Yeah,
which was only a couple songs, I believe, we had to do.
Yeah.
I think it might have been... I know the last song we did was I Write Sins, Not Tragedies, because in the documentary, I whispered to the camera that the finale's done. So that was our last song we did.
I could watch that episode so many times.
Backstreet Boys, we were so good up until like the last part. I can't remember what the lyric is. Every month, move your body right. And the last time we did it, our bodies didn't move right. The one thing that bugs me about that episode is when we do Girlfriend with Avril Lavigne, because my hair was so bad at that point that I didn't wear a backwards hat.
Oh,
I wish I did, because I feel like that would work so much better.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I thought, but yeah, that bugged me. It bugs me that when we sing Madonna, like you can see the thing,
funnel.
The funnel, and whatever the fuck I wore. I don't even know what I wore. I really don't know what I wore at all.
It was a bodysuit.
Apparently. But yeah, but the best one, I think. I don't know, the Britney Spears, like Katy Perry one was good.
So the Katy Perry one, if you guys haven't seen her video
last Friday night,
where she's got the
that's
braces.
What I'm dressed as her geek version.
Headgear.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out how the hell we were gonna get it so Norman can have headgear. So what it is?
It's a hanger with
it's
rubber
a coat
band.
hanger that I cut and bent
and put in my mouth
and put it. Yeah. So he really couldn't talk with it in. So in the footage, you can hear him. He's talking like
yeah,
that.
you can't like. There's when we go out, I'm like, we're gonna go meet some boys.
Yes.
And then we walk out, and I'm just walking, and then you're walking by me with the camera, and you're just like, you said there would be boys. Yeah, where's the boys? And it was so funny. But after we did that, like, I don't know why it made me chuckle, but I say, like, I move my mouth because I'm looking at myself in the camera, like, I'm gonna keep this on.
Yes.
And then I'm like, what's next? And you said Thriller. I'm like, fuck.
What would you say on that episode is your favorite song that we did?
Miley Cyrus.
I was just gonna say that. So,
because I was gonna say that, but that's when I talked about Katy Perry. Like that one was good.
Yeah.
Like routine wise, and also Britney Spears wasn't bad, which you actually came up for the routine on that one.
Yes.
Oops, I did again, which was fun. Bye 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 was not bad, but Miley Cyrus.
So it was original that I was supposed to just have like a strapless shirt. Well, we did it so it looked like I wasn't wearing anything. Norman was shirtless.
Like watch the documentary 50 Cups of Coffee, how we made it to 50 episodes.
Like we're sitting there naked.
You can see our legit reactions when we see ourselves on the camera for the first time.
Right. Like Norman obviously was wearing no shirt because he's a guy.
Yeah,
but
I wasn't even wearing pants either.
Like I was not wearing clothes.
I know, that was great.
And so he told me to bring a hammer because she likes to lick hammers, and
I think that one we did a couple takes with because I think you licked the hammer on one take or something.
Yes.
And yeah.
So we had to end up getting that was the song that we were gonna have
Laura
do.
Because she FaceTime us. Like, we're all on break, but she's on the other side of the building in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I wish I would be there with you two stud muffins.
Yes. So what happened was Laura needed to film it, but she also needed to be able to do it so she could have the song.
So this is how it happened. So there's 2 different videos of Laura's part in that, where she FaceTimes me and I'm wearing upside down sunglasses and wearing a purple wife beater. Because we just did pink.
Mm-hmm.
And that part where she FaceTimed me, she was actually in her driveway. She had scrubs on, all that stuff. But where she sings, this is when I was working at Augusta Rehab at the time. We were both working, and I think it was like a Saturday or Sunday. She was on lunch break. we legit, because obviously you guys don't know how parking is at Augusta Rehab. We were up, because you know how the dining room, there's that window that looks out like at the smoke shack and shit like that. We were parked like right next to the smoke shack, I think. So
Yeah.
people could see us if they looked. So she
took off her scrub top. Obviously.
No, what she did, I think she untied it or something, because she was like she had to move it like down or something. I can't remember. Maybe she had her tank top on and did that. And then she had a hammer too.
Yes.
And my favorite thing in the entire thing, and we filmed that all on her lunch break in the parking lot of Augusta Rehab. My favorite part of that thing is when we all pick up hammers, because I think me, Laura, you, and like I pick, like it's all in a row. Like when you see my hammer, like Laura goes up and then yours. Like it's like one motion. And it was great. And like just us, like I think I go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was
But
Miley Cyrus was fun.
The thing is the reason why Norman had to help her is because, as you know, if you have an iPhone, or I don't think it's other phones too, you can't listen to music and record a video at the same time. So it's
I might have my iPod. I don't remember how we played it, but
I think
she might have recorded on my phone, and she had it on her phone, music on her phone.
That's what they did. You guys did.
But also I think another one was really good. Last one was Paparazzi, because the reason we did Paparazzi was because that's how Paparazzi Productions all became a thing, because of that song. And I, of course, not giving a shit about what I look like, how I act. I'm the one, because Lady Gaga in the Paparazzi music video wears like caution tape bodysuit or whatnot, and that's what I wear, and that's where Pearl comes. What are you guys doing? Break is over. Go back or whatever. And she called me a Halloween hooker.
And she said I look hot.
Look hot. Which is like the first few episodes of Pearl. She loves you.
Yeah.
And then they just went from there. But yeah, morning break.
So I say obviously the documentary, we did the 5 episodes that we thought were our favorite. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously we did this before we did Mime Through Time, but I'd say that Mime Through Time makes its way onto my list.
Yeah.
It's an episode that I show people all the time. Like, if people, I'm like, have you seen that one?
Yeah.
And like I showed everybody at work when I worked at New England Sport and Spine, and it's definitely in my top 5.
Right. Season 6, which was the next one, that's when we started doing the parody of the intros and stuff like that, but that's also when we started with the activities director debate.
Oh, yeah.
The initial one with me and Holly. Well, not me and Holly, me and Laura. And yeah, that was that was interesting. That was actually a lot of fun. But the episodes we should talk about, because I looked at it now, is we do a lot of drinking episodes.
Yes.
Mostly
for people
me.
who don't drink. Right?
Yeah, mostly me. Yeah, like this, completely ad-libbed. I mean, the first one, which was Norman's night out.
You actually had a couple of drinks before I got here, so you were loosened up a little bit.
Yeah. Like I banged my head off the shower door.
Oh my god, I think we've watched that in replay. Like,
it is so funny. Yeah, like I don't even know. We're crazy and alcoholics, like, because there was that episode. That was the first drinking episode I think we ever done. God, I don't like. I just watched that episode not long ago, and I can't really remember a lot of stuff of that, just because I don't know if I blocked it out or what. But there was some crazy shit in there. That's when. Oh, look, a coloring book.
Oh my god.
And that's where I first kissed you on the head.
Yes.
I pulled you down. I'm like, Holly.
Yes.
And I start singing Elvis to you.
Yes.
I can't help but falling in love with you. Because before that, because I just got to say this because it still makes me chuckle. I asked you for water. Then I realized you're there. So I pull you down. I sing that. And you're like, can I get up? I'm like, why? Yeah. And then the next season 6 was your night out.
Yes.
And I did your makeup and hair.
There is footage of me taking a marshmallow and dipping it in water.
Yeah, it's supposed to be soup, but...
And I was eating it, and I think you sent the picture to somebody, and they didn't believe it was me.
Yeah.
Was it Laura, I think?
No, it was Colby.
Yes. And
it was the video.
Yes.
And he couldn't believe it. Because I think I posted on Facebook.
Yes.
And Colby, I think, said... or didn't believe it was you. There's a lot of gems in that one, too. Like, when you get the pudding, you're like, snap back.
And I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
then I
like, how do you feel about like just going for it? Like,
and then I wiped my face.
you're like, hi, can I hug you?
I wiped my face on the back of your
Yeah,
shirt,
which I told you to do. Yeah,
And I remember
you
feeling so bad.
you did not want to do it. Yeah,
I felt so bad.
Like,
I
fuck
ended
it.
up taking that shirt
Yeah,
home
and
and
cleaning
washing
it.
it for me.
Um,
For you.
Then there was when I laid you down. You said we went to a club. It wasn't a dancing club, but once we got there, it turned into a dancing club. I might have got kicked out. And then the morning when I wake you up, I don't remember what I said to you, but your comeback was, "Yeah, you smell bad." And then my reaction, because I don't think I'm as quick-witted as people think I am, but people tell me all the time I'm very quick-witted. Like, without breaking, like, anything. Like, I didn't sell it. Like, after you said, "Yeah, you smell bad," and, like, I was in the middle of saying something when you said that. So I say what I'm about to say, but then I'm like, "Yeah, you shouldn't talk, honey." So we had to move to the widescreen because we don't have a budget to have, like, technical shit. So we're only on wide shot now. So we're still not wearing pants.
Yeah, you can't tell if we're wearing
But if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
Google Play,
Stitcher.
you don't see this. So fuck you. So we were talking about the drinking episodes before. We had to switch shit up. Then there was season 7. I think like the car episodes and the drinking episodes are two things we had to make sure that's in the fucking season somewhere.
Yes.
So the next one was in season 7. Was during, oh god, should we talk about the E storyline? Was during season 7, which was the E storyline where we drank together. Mm-hmm. And I just watched that episode. That's a lost gem. Like that's an underrated one. Just fucking great. We go to McDonald's because you realize we have all day breakfast and I wanted pancakes. We're upside down on the couch, mind you, when we talked about this, and I take a shot upside down. Almost drowned. But we're in the car, and like the first, like, you see me drown in my shot, and then the next shot is us at the window, and your first line, you had the first line. You says, "Yeah, I want a McHot dog." Then we tried to figure out what they call their pancakes and stuff like that. But there's when you order us pancakes, because you asked me like how many I want, and I don't remember what I say. And you're like, "I want 13 pancake, whatever you say, and 14 syrups." And I'm like, "Why are you ordering 14?" And you're like, "Do you not eat syrup?" Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Did you tell me to do that? Or
No, that's your own thing.
I came up with that on my own.
Yeah, you're like, "I want 13 pancakes, 13."
And we weren't even really drinking.
13 pancakes and 14 syrups. And I say, "Why 14?" And he's like, you don't like syrup?" Like, I should find it.
The thing is that like we didn't plan that shit. Like,
No. Let's take it. Where's Bender? Right there. Oh,
Here's the story. You eat, sir.
right there.
Okay, I'll take 14 of those and 13 Jemima's bullshit.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Whatever the frig the things that you make from Aunt Jemima's bullshit. We'll take.
They don't make it from scratch, you know that.
Okay, I'll take 14 of those and 13 syrups. Do you want anything to drink?
Why did you get, why 13?
Do you eat syrup? You're taking a long.
Like, the
Can we
look on your
watch this
face.
episode when we're done?
The look on your face, though. Because you said, "Do you want something to drink?" And I'm like this, and come to me like right now. Hey, do you not eat syrup? Like, I was in character, but I was legitimately asking you why you ordered 14 pancakes but only 13 syrups.
Time and
Oh, it's the weekend. It's a freaking weekend. We're gonna have some fun. Did she give us a price?
what's the price?
We're not at the... We're waiting to go to the pay window, you dumb bitch.
Why are we driving?
Sure.
Well, mind you, I'm wearing a leather jacket with no shirt.
Were we in your mom's car?
Yeah, we're just outside.
Let's do it. What is it?
It's definitely going on my Snapchat.
Oh.
It's definitely going on my Snapchat story.
Yeah, buddy. Oh. hang in there. Here,
This is like...
did they get a forks for us?
Oh, no, this is where we just drive off because I don't have money. But there's one random... Like, we're talking, all of a sudden, you're like, whose car are we in? It's such a lost gem,
Oh God.
that episode.
So,
And then, hold on, what was season 8? What was the... Oh, we drank when we were staking out Pearl's house. The episode where I'm going to take a nap, you take first shift. I got booze.
I don't know how many times that we had to do
Well,
that.
the first time, like, once you did it the first time, just because you sat up, I'm like, we gotta fucking do that. But the thing that made it for me is the sound of the chair when I got booze. It's like an erection for you.
So, and then the next time we did it after I wasn't in trouble, right?
This next one was Cheers, Drink to That, where I got drunk again at my own rally. But you filmed me drunk, put in your campaign ad.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's when I wore the cat nose and I fell on tar twice.
Yeah.
I fell out of your car and then tried to walk. I can't remember what it was like we're trying to go home. I'm like, where do I live? And this is when you carry me like fireman style.
Yes.
And I'm singing. People think I sing Genie in a Bottle, but I'm actually singing I'm a Genie in a Butthole, Baby.
Yes, I can't hear that song when you
Like,
say that.
well, the thing is, I think you laugh because when you're carrying me, I start singing I'm a Genie in a Butthole, Baby, and then like you turn like you're looking at something, and then I'm obviously just swinging with you.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it was how many
There's-
times you carried me?
I was just gonna say there was many times where I carried you. There was a time where me and Laura carried you, and we swept your head.
Concussion. That was Fitness with Holly. We didn't even talk about that fucking episode
Oh my god.
where I wore booty shorts. But yeah, I've been carried a lot. But in season 10, we're supposed to do another drunk episode where
I thought we did one where we.
not season 10.
What was the one where I was no longer in trouble and we got drunk?
Oh, that was that season 9 premiere. Like, because we'll talk about the E storyline real quick. But the season 8 ended on a cliffhanger to be continued. In season 9, Pearl got fired. You have your job back. And then we're like, let's go celebrate. What can go wrong? Next scene is us 23 minutes later, and we're drunk. I with my tire on my head, and it's fucking great. And then I think I remember back to when you said, "Whose car are we in?" So we're drinking all that stuff, and I do the thing to your hand, and then I said, "Whose house are we in?"
Yeah.
But real quick, the E storyline. Mindhunter just came on Netflix. So the first episode of season 8 is called Coffee Hunter, and someone scratched my name off the door of the activities director office,
Yes.
and spelled it incorrect and stole your coffee mug.
Yep.
Left you a note, and I think they only identify themselves as E. Like I'm like, Holly, give me a random letter E. Okay, so the whole thing was E, and like the entire season 7, and I'm actually really proud of this storyline because from the beginning I had no idea who it was going to be.
Yeah.
After a while, like I was able to connect all the dots. But I'm really proud of that because it's funny, but it's also fucking weird. Like obviously that's also the episode where we did Addicted, and you're addicted to your eyebrows.
Yep.
You put fucking chocolate syrup on your eyebrows. But yeah, so we did the storyline where someone was just messing with us. I don't remember what we did, and that was the interrogation episode where we were in your basement with Laura and you got a concussion. When we get your bonk. That was fucking great. It was just, I don't know, like that episode was or that storyline, and there was the Blacklist parody called Green Folder.
Yep.
I just watched that too.
So basically,
Because the way that Bender episode we were just listening to, the way that ended, I drunkenly admit to being E. So the next episode, Holly becomes Raymond Reddington,
yes.
and you have a green folder, you're just like him, and you're putting stuff on a cork board, the entire thing, and it like goes back to like the scenes and stuff of the E thing throughout the seasons that up to that point. And then like after you're done with the corkboard thing, come to find out you're standing over me while I'm sleeping in my bed because you crouch down. It's like, I got you, bitch. And then when I wake up, you're having coffee in my thing, and that's what led to us kidnapping Enigma. I forgot about that episode. After I watched that episode, I'm like, I forgot because I only thought Enigma was only in one episode.
Yep.
We kidnapped him, remember, because you put the lollipop thing up my ass.
forgot about that.
We play Family Feud, and like you torture me by that. You do the fork and the knife thing on the plate.
Yes.
You do. Enigmas, because during the thing again, it's all improv, and the first like note of E had blue ink, and as Enigma, I said I'm scared of blue. So you get like a blue Sharpie and put it in my face, and I cry. Yeah, so that was interesting.
So it turns out
to be Holly.
Yeah.
And
I was just trying to mess with them.
Which, like, again, like everything we did, like the new E clues were just shit off the top of my head. But it ended up all made sense. Yeah. Especially with it being E and your middle name's Elaine. Yeah. And then I just watched The Confession too. Donna Wardwell has not used a fax machine since 1972. And then we're like, wait, fax machines weren't in existence in 1972.
When did we introduce
Susie?
Maydeen and Susie.
Okay, so I think the same season 8. Because season 8 dealt with you getting your job back. Second episode of season 8, episode 72, go find it, is Maydeen's premiere, which was just called Mommy. And yeah, we premiered Maydeen in that episode. I think that might have been the episode where we talked about where you got the marijuana from your grandson Chad. And I think that's the episode where you're like, so you don't like vagina? And then you show me a picture. Look, vagina. Like, I don't even know how it really even came together with Maydeen.
So first off, what people should know is that this is actually a Joker wig.
Yeah, it's a Joker wig that I wore as a Joker for Halloween. And let's fucking recycle it. Now, once Maydeen gets older, we can use a Doc Brown wig. Or maybe if we ever introduce Daisy's mother. It's been a while since you put that on.
I know.
I don't remember the last time you had... Oh, no, you put it on when we did that 70s show thing. The intro, because they're all in the same car and stuff like that.
I was using the reflection.
Right, I just moved it because I didn't want it to go off.
Hi, dear.
I think the Mommy episode was great, but I think even though Maydeen and Moderate Family was really good, what do you got there, Maydeen?
I got some purple monkey balls. You want some? I forgot my lighter, though, dear. Do you got a lighter?
I don't have a lighter.
God damn it.
I think the best, even though Maydeen did a really good job in Moderate Family, which we'll get to, the season 9 finale, Thriller, with her and Susie, I think was the best fucking thing ever. Because it's just fucking weird as shit. Like, you're sick. Keep sneezing. You're lucky that came out my nose and not. And you're like, my vagina. And as Susie, I ask, can I see it? And you're like, no, you sick man. Because you think my name's Steve. But I don't remember the Maydeen, how we came up with Maydeen. I think we just wanted to introduce your mom.
We wanted to do something to do with my mom.
Probably like another character to introduce.
And my mom's middle name is May.
Mm-hmm.
And so you asked me what to call my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom's middle name is May. And my dad always has called her Donna Dean.
Okay, yep.
So we hyphenated.
That's how Maydeen came in, yeah.
So
I feel like if your mom had green hair, that's what it would look like. Like, I really feel like you're almost...
My mom actually says that when she watches it, she's like, wow.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people say I look a lot like my dad. More like my dad, but... Hi, dear.
Yeah, and, like, the best parts of, I think, Maydeen's episodes are, you know what I had those bitches do? I made them wash the dog with no goddamn dog. Like, that shit was... We haven't done that in a while for Maydeen. And I watched the debate where we introduce our running mates. And Maydeen's going on, when I get elected activities director, and all this stuff. And for some reason, it tickles me. When Maydeen's done talking and I tell you to go the other way, your reaction's like, fuck. It's hilarious.
So,
but Susie...
Why don't you get your Susie get up on and we'll talk together.
Okay, you explain Susie.
So, Susie is just a character we came up with.
Like we just randomly said it like throughout the series.
Yeah. So Holly works in the office, and Susie is her office mate, and that's basically how Susie came about. And Norman ended up as Susie, and the wig Jeremy had.
No, I had this wig. This was mine.
No.
Yeah?
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I swear.
No, this was fucking mine.
Norman.
I swear to God it was.
No, it wasn't.
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
It was Jeremy's. He was
It's
Rob
mine now.
Zombie.
Jesus, I can't even see it. This shit.
And I brought it over here because you asked if I had a wig. I swear on my life.
Maybe, I don't remember.
Anyway, so
It's been so long.
Norman ended up being Susie, and she likes Holly's smelly feet.
Okay, so I watched the Susie episode, and she complains about your feet. Like she says, something about complaining about your feet smell, but then she's like, so how's little Footzilla doing? Kind of missed a stank. That's how it started. Then I started making references to your feet. You know how hard it is, that first episode, to sound like how I did?
Right.
Like, it was rough. Like, I thought to myself, I mean, that's a horrible episode. It's going to be a horrible episode. And likely it didn't come out too bad. But that about your feet, do your feet smell? And then, or I'm moist. Like.
So, hi, Steve.
I don't even have my titties in either. What are we doing with our lives?
I don't know. Hi, Steven.
My name's Susie.
You look like a man.
I'm not a man. I got titties like you. You want to feel them?
I think men can have titties. You know who's a cute little man?
Who?
Nolan.
Who's Nolan?
You know Nolan.
Nolan? No, I fucked Nolan in 1995. That was another one in the Susie episode. No, it was the first debate between us, and Susie was a moderator. And I don't remember the name. Oh, Charlie. The name was Charlie. I don't remember what came up, but he's like, I think I said I dated Charlie. Or me and Laura dated the same guy or something. Laura took my man. And I said something, and it's like, he had a really big dick. And I said something about fucking me in like 1995 or something, and then I said, I couldn't walk till 1996.
Can you sing the song?
Oh God, I just saw that too. Mind you, okay, I'll tell the story after. Trying to think of it, hold on. I like to play with titties. Titties are my favorite. I like to put the nippies in the mouth and go ba-da-da-da-da. So the genesis of that song was not even anything. You were going to get me something to drink. I'm there, just sitting there. Probably I wanted to pop you again, so I just start randomly singing, like to play with titties, and then I just do that.
It was off camera, wasn't it, that you were said it?
No, I was on camera. Like
Oh.
the camera was on me. You were off camera giving me a drink, and yeah, and then beginning of that episode, like my first line was, and I just said it wasn't planned. I said, "Sup, fuckers." And then you hear you just losing it. You're like, I'm gonna pee my pants. But yeah, that song like was just something I came up with, and I think I sing it again in Thriller
Yes.
when I come to the shot.
Yeah.
But
So, I gotta take this off. It's hot. Maydeen never calls Norman. It's always Nolan.
which is so funny because if you listen to the bonus episode we did on Friday, this past Friday, like when with Tammy originally supposed to be in that episode or whatnot.
Susie's hair.
Not the first time. Tammy actually calls me Nolan,
Yeah.
which is ironic because it just happened that way. But yeah, she never gets my name right, and Maydeen's popularity led to her own spinoff
Yep. And
with Maydeen Goes to Work. We've only done one episode of that, but
so, disclaimer, Maydeen really doesn't have a lot to do with my mom.
no, at all.
I mean, the name, yes.
I think like the
brandy
only
and the
thing,
smokes.
and the other thing we came up with was Tina, where we did the reference when I was interrogating Maydeen. He said I went to school with a girl named Tina. She was both a man and a woman.
Yes.
You call that bisexual?
Yes.
Because there was a bisexual turkey.
Yes.
But so I don't know how much time we have. I know we have like 38 minutes, so we have like another less than 20. So We cannot go on without talking about Moderate Family. Like, after this, we don't even have to list our top 5 episodes. We can name our top 2 or 3, whatever. Because I still want to do is see if we can remember the lyrics of Morning Coffee. But Moderate Family.
So
that's such a gem of an episode. Like,
right.
I think that was our best episode.
So the whole premise of it was that my sister wanted to be on the show. We've been working on it for a long time. We ended up. I don't even know if you really had it planned out. Did you have it planned out?
I think it was an idea. Like, I think we had ideas, and then if something didn't come up, we'll just figure it out later.
So we went to go see her. It was like a Saturday or something.
Something like that, yeah.
I was in a cast.
Yeah, a lot of
surgery.
season 8.
If you notice, I'm sitting
you're
down.
sitting down, like, or laying down or something. Like, most of that season, you're like, we have you camouflaged.
Yeah.
Where
and then like when the verdict comes in, you see me and I have a hard time getting up because I have to be on one leg. But anyway, the whole thing was that Maydeen was going to make an appearance with Holly's sister, and it just so happens that Holly's sister's name is Beatrice Allen Queefus. And
which that's something when I asked her those questions, I think she's the one who came up with it.
And mind you, Norman told me to try and talk in like a really thick
like a Maine accent.
Beatrice is
Southern, and then Tony
is Southern
with a little Maine in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's even if you watch the bloopers, because that's the one episode in this entire series that I do not appear in physically. Yes. You hear me, but I don't appear in it. But you hear me in the bloopers. Like, this whole family is from like have fucking different accents.
Right. So we were at
basis of the episode was I'm trying to make some sort of thing, interviewing Holly's family to help her get her job back, all that stuff. But it just backfires. So I interview the mom and the sister. Even though Tony was not supposed to be in that episode.
Yes.
It kind of ended up that way because he just, I think he really wanted to, but he just didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
So
my husband, Jeremy, ended up in the episode as Tony. Mm-hmm. He ended up just randomly
saying
yelling
shit. Yeah.
shit.
Like, it started off when I was interviewing your sister. He was in the kitchen just yelling stuff, the cops and all that stuff, and Tammy just in character still, and then it's like that's how it worked in, and it's just every time, Daddy.
Yes.
It was,
oh my God. There's a bird out here. He's walking around with a blue head.
There's just so many great gems in that. Like,
that's an episode too. Like that and Mind Through Time. You can watch it and be entertained. Every time you watch it.
I still love the line though is
I still don't forgive you.
Yeah, it's like he said something about getting pregnant with that guy's fucking, like, he's trying to say it, but then she's like, Daddy, I got that taken care of. We don't talk about it. I still don't forgive you. And then, like, you'll see, like, if you watch that entire episode, because we always have bloopers on the end credits, after he says that, Tammy goes down. Like, she couldn't do it anymore. I still think I have all the footage of that episode, I think, but this is little Leroy.
Yeah. And
we don't know who the daddy is.
Beatrice has a son named Leroy, which is my nephew.
Which was because you were inside getting the Maydeen shit off because you had
so I had
face paint legitimately on you.
I had no idea that they were filming.
So
this.
we were just filming shit outside, and she had Cullen. I won't call him Reed because I'm around Reed a lot. Had Cullen come over, which is, if you watch the blooper reel of season 9, he's like, come here. He's like, you gonna cut my nails?
Yes.
And we're like, no. He's like, what are you doing?
Yes.
And then the funny thing is, like, I'm surprised he didn't just kind of ask what Tammy was doing, because he's like, this is a little Leroy. We don't know who the daddy is. And she was just going on, and he's just kind of sitting there. He's like, say hi to the cameraman. Hi, camel man.
Yes.
And then when he goes away, he's like, bye, Leroy.
And then he comes back with a helmet on.
Well, the thing is right before she does that, she talks about he went to daycare with a helmet and headphones on. I want to be the mother, tell the kids, be who you are. The next shot, Leroy, why are we wearing a helmet? It was just great. And mom making a difference. Car ended up under the tire again, second time this week. Walk it off. But yeah, there's so I'm sure we're forgetting so many lines in that.
I think one of my favorite parts of the episode is Norman is interviewing Beatrice and asking about Holly, and then he says,
"Your favorite memories with Holly?"
Yeah, is she gonna see this? And he's like, "No."
Oh, Tammy, yeah.
She's a little
bitch.
And I feel like that was like
that was legit
legit
answer.
Yeah.
I do remember there was when Tammy gets into the kitchen. Well, first when she got up to the living room, giving him the titty money.
Yes.
Or first at the dinner table, like, get off your fat fucking ass for once in your life.
Yes.
Do something for your mama. And then she's like, how do you think this house is paid for, Daddy? My ass, that's how my ass. And she just gets so into it, and then she gets up. Stop posting on the Facebook. And then when she gets into the kitchen, you need to go to the store, that was a constant thing. What does she need? Brandy and smokes. Like, it kept going.
Lucky strike.
But when she get up, she gets on your pedal bike and go to the store, because first Vinny took the car because he didn't pay the bill. And it's like, my tire's flat. And it's like, pump it up, Daddy. It's like, I have nothing to pump it up with. She's like, there's not hot air in your wife over there. Maybe you can get her to do something. And as Tammy walks, if you watch this, she loses it.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy's like, something about saying stuff like that totally undermines you, Tammy. I'll undermine you, Jeremy. I don't even know what that word means. And Tammy's like, yeah, Dad, go to college. College is for queers and steers, and I'm not much of a steer. Oh.
Shit. And poor Norman's off the camera.
That's a great thing. Like, I could laugh as hell. Like, there's, like, you guys are, or, where you get a sombrero, Ma? It was over here. Or when you refers to you're itching and she thinks you're sleeping, it's like, fucking sleeping again. It's like, I'm not sleeping. Mama, your titty's hanging out. Then that's when she said, where do you get a damn sombrero, Ma? It was over here.
Yeah.
And you're drinking the wine the entire time.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. But then, of course, the end of the episode where she's talking to you and who buys her diapers? Norman. And then Norman's always going to bail you out, and you're like, that's what he's here for. You hurt my heart. And then, of course, where
she asked me
to be the fluffer and all that stuff, and you're like, no, thanks. Yeah, because you're lazy. And then, of course, you're talking to me, and then she's like, Holly, come quick, I need you. What for, or why, or whatnot. It's like, Dad, shit in the cat box again, come on. We really need to have another Beatrice episode.
Oh my god, my poor parents are probably like, that is not how we are. My dad does not shit in the cat box.
Oh my god, it's so funny. And we also obviously had Tony on again when we did the surprise party for you. He's shitting the whole entire time, but your mom and I just doing arm wrestling, playing Go Fish.
Yeah.
I'll use my hand job hand.
Yeah.
And I just love how you woke up, like, because you're past that when you come in. You have the no shirt, no pants sign. You have the straw hanging out of your mouth. And you go, about time you got here.
I deserve an award.
And, well, then I'm right here. You're next to me. Like, yeah, it's fucking great. Yeah, Moderate Family. If you're gonna watch any episode, it'd probably be that. Just watch it. It's fucking great. Yeah, so that's. I guess we can wind down a little bit because we could honestly go on forever about this. Like
my story, just keep going on. And
yeah. Morning coffee. Obviously, we're in our last season. We just haven't done a lot in a while because the podcast has come up. But I'm sure we'll finish it eventually. Maybe we're not doing it because subconsciously we don't want it to end.
Right.
Like it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be empty hole. Like I feel we could always bring it back. Like one day down the road, like there's obviously ways we can bring it back because we know what the ending is. Like everything's planned out, but of course we're not gonna tell you guys.
So, speaking of that, back to the parody thing. Mm-hmm. So, the first one that we did was Friends.
Yes.
And
so we're going to do a bonus episode because I know we're going to run out of tape soon. Maybe like another 10 minutes or whatnot on that. Bonus episode, we'll do the... Can we guess the lyrics?
I just wanted to... I remember that was the first one. I was the only one singing.
Yes.
And every single time that I would watch an episode on that season...
You'd cringe.
I would fast forward. And my husband... You really should not sing, Holly.
Yeah,
You really should.
that's all we
I
did.
am not a professional singer. Like,
No.
I know. And let me just tell you, that was hard to record with Norman
Yeah.
next to me, too. And then we did it together.
Friends. Then season 7 was Brady Bunch,
Uh-huh.
which that was easy. Like that was easy to record.
Yeah.
Like camera wise. We both sang that, right?
Yes.
Because the Three's Company one was pretty much like me singing the entire thing, and you're just kind of my echo kind of thing, you know? Come and knock on our door. Like
Oh, yeah.
you were the
Yeah.
female part of that on the Three's Company thing. That was fucking great. First time I rode a bike in like a decade. Season 9 was Glee, which was easy. We just had to record. Here's what you missed on Morning Coffee. Like if you've
Yes.
never seen Glee, the way like I think every episode started like that.
Yeah.
Here's what you missed on Glee. And that's what you missed on Glee.
Yep.
And so we just used that. It was so much easier. And season 10 obviously was That 70s Show, which I think is probably one of our better ones because it's you and me, Madine's in there, and Susie's in there.
Yeah.
And it was Megan's boyfriend when you guys were drinking. We watched it at your house.
Mm-hmm.
He had no idea that was me. He's like, "Who's the chick?" I don't know if he was talking about me or
so
Nadine.
bad too. Like I was drinking and we were playing all that shit. I'm like, oh my god, this.
Yeah, I'm like, can we stop? Because I'm like, no, let's not do this. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was talking about me. I'm not sure, but he's like, who's the chick? And I don't know if he was talking about Nadine or me. I think he was talking about me, but I don't remember. I'm like, I'm not an attractive woman, so. But yeah, that was the story of Morning Coffee,
Yes.
and
We could go on and on.
right, season 10. Like
We really
there's
should-
so many episodes that we haven't like cover. Like there was press conferences ones. We didn't get much into the interrogation with Laura, which was phenomenal. I was your medium. Obviously the court case with you.
I think another
The
one.
list of I think I was talking about you're faithful unless you see pictures of Rob Gronkowski, Adam Levine, all of Bon Jovi, all of gay men in California, Howie and the Blowfish, and you're like Hootie. I'm like Hootie, an actual blowfish.
And then you said like the entire New England Patriots.
Yeah, and then there's the quotes from everybody, and all of them said you smell nice.
Yeah.
Like Laura's like, Holly can be really, really mean sometimes, but she smells nice. And then there was Madine's quote, something about you being, I love my daughter or whatever she said, but I wish Nolan was my daughter. It's interesting, but what were you going to say? And of course there's the episode our car episode where we were two different cars.
Yes.
That was great. And we
oh,
had that emotional run together, and you
Yes.
picked me up.
I liked the dream episode.
Oh yeah, where we had weird dreams, sweet dreams are made of this. Yeah, you dreamt of me removing your eyebrows and that you were a man.
Yep.
My dreams were
I was having your baby.
you were pregnant with, I think, my quadruplets or something. Like
Yeah.
it was not twins, and then you were my drill sergeant.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun,
Oh God.
right? And then there's so many of them. Like we didn't even talk about how you break into places. You broke into my house in season
Yes.
3.
I helped you break into my house.
Yeah,
Well, it was
we tried to
Laura's
break
house.
into Laura's house. You broke into Laura's house in season 10, where you na 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 to the turkey. You play tic tac toe by yourself, and then you run out of the house and you go into the 4x4 or side by side, whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't remember what you
Bye,
say.
bitches.
Yeah, I think it's motherfucker.
Yeah, bye, motherfuckers.
Oh God.
So yeah, I highly recommend to anybody who's listening for you to go onto our YouTube page and watch. Even if you're just gonna watch a couple episodes, you'll totally understand.
Yes. So, yeah, the almost 100 episodes we've done. Your number one all-time favorite that you think is the best?
Mine through time.
Really? Wow. I'm still gonna go with Moderate Family.
Yeah.
Like I think those two episodes right there. I think Mime Through Time. Yeah, but I think Moderate Family was kind of like our peak, and I think we're going out at a good time because I feel like we can't really outdo that anymore.
Yep.
Because that was just so ridiculous. Unless we did like a spin-off, which I know is not possible with all that shit. Like only Maydeen really. So yeah, so that it was fun. I mean, there was also the episode where when I was living at the hotel for that week and a half, we pretend 2CH Norman's Booty was the third song.
Oh, yes.
Because Susie was in there.
I forgot about that.
Naughty Booty.
Naughty Booty. Yeah.
I'm like, I know there's a third one because Juicy H has been on here a couple times. So yeah, that was it. We're supposed to have a Juicy H episode. Like, I think that's our next one. Yeah, Straight Outta Somewhere. It's supposed to be a Juicy H. You're just supposed to promote like your album or something. But I think if we ever do it, it should be like on a podcast like this.
Yeah.
Like we do like this, and then you're just Juicy H, and
Yeah.
we'll just do a random podcast or something. But that was it. It was Norman's Booty. Man. Yeah. So season 10 eventually it's gonna be through. It was supposed to end back on March 26th, and it's almost March 26th again. That last episode, because the first episode's called The First Cup, the last episode called The Last Cup.
Yep.
So it's gonna be emotional. But man, what a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
So Holly, where can they find this podcast or where can they find us on Facebook?
Facebook.com/paparazzi.
Oh wait, what we should tell? Oh, we still don't know what we're doing next week. Y'all be surprised, as you know, we won't know.
Great.
We have some things like lined up, but we are not sure at this moment if it's going to happen, so we don't want to announce anything. But it's gonna be a surprise episode. Once we know, you'll know. So where can they find us on Facebook?
Facebook.com/paparazzi productions. 1 is in the number 1.
Where can they find us on the Twitter,
Norman Holly Pod.
Instagram?
Norman Holly Pod.
What's our website?
NormanHollyPod.com.
You seen Jeff Dunham?
Yes.
For some reason, that made me think of when he does jeffafadunham.com. Remember when he did that?
Yeah.
That's what it made me think of. Where can they find you on social media?
Facebook.com/holly.w.zadie.
Twitter?
HollyZadie.
Instagram?
Holly88, 6 L's, 4 Y's.
And Snapchat.
HollyElaine88.
What's your website?
It is NormanHollyPod.com.
You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/norman.mcguire2. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, all at Norman McGuire.
And you can listen to this podcast on
Oh, it's my turn now?
Yep.
Apple Podcasts,
and
Spotify,
and
I almost said Netflix, I don't know why, Google Play, and Stitcher.
All right.
Leave us a review. We don't want to work anymore. We want to become famous.
Yes. And this is
Well, we don't, like, this, obviously, we recorded this for a special occasion. We don't know when we're going to do this again, because it's a lot of work.
right.
Because I have to edit, not only the audio version of the show, I'm going to have to edit the video version of this show.
Also, I have to pee.
Oh, well, of course you do. Well, guys, wait, should we... We'll just try to do the voices.
And Dia, this is why we don't have friends.
I don't need friends, I just need my... I almost said something really bad. I don't need friends when I have Holly's feet rubbing in my vagina. I made a wax figure of her feet, and I dumped it in rotten soup, trash, and horse manure. And then I just rub it on my vagina lips.
That's disgusting.
And I might do it on YouTube Live.
Oh my god. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Oh, shit.
Is it something I said?
Yes.